Why not? We can make the blessing together and just everybody knows what that is. All right. So we'll start the blessing. You can jump in whenever you'd like, and as you're setting them up and whatever, that way everybody's covered. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. In our house, we launch right into Ma'oz Tzur, so we're going to do that. Ma'oz Tzur Yeshuati Lecha na'el shabeach Tikon beit tefilati V'sham toda nizabeach Le'et tachin matbeach Mitzar hamnabeach Az egmor beshir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach Az egmor beshir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach. Nerli, nerli, nerli dakik B'Chanukah neri adlik B'Chanukah neri yahir B'Chanukah shirim ashir B'Chanukah neri yahir B'Chanukah shirim ashir Nerli, nerli, nerli dakik B'Chanukah neri adlik B'Chanukah neri yair B'Chanukah shirim ashir B'Chanukah neri yair B'Chanukah shirim ashir. I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in the town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I wish someone would take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. Every holiday has food so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I cannot be sitting in this blender wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and charoset are for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blintzes on Shavuot are delicious, and chopped liver, no holidays without. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latke, I'm a latke, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. We've gotten together a couple times.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. But it's been a while. Test, test, test. Sound okay out there? All right, thank you.
How are you?
We're great. How are you? I'm Erin, and this is Izzy.
If you have a Hanukkah, now is the right time to come and light it if you'd like it on the bima. If you would like to light one and forgot to bring one or didn't have one to bring, there are some extras up here. And so if you'd like to come and light an extra, this is your opportunity.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Ya, la, lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la
Shabbat Shalom and happy Hanukkah. What a joy it is to welcome congregants and friends and guests here in the sanctuary, especially on a night with this forecast, to not be alone in the sanctuary. It's great to be with all of you. And welcome to all who join us on our live stream as well. We're so pleased to welcome to our Bima, representing our board of directors, Mon Kramer, and let's be sure to all be among community. Let's please take this moment to introduce yourself in the comments or turn around and find someone new to greet. We welcome Erin Ellman and Stephen Gibson and Izzy to kindle our lights. We have our beautiful Chanukiah, and there's a tradition to light the Hanukkah candles first. Nice t-shirt, nice Chanukiah t-shirt, Jerry. The Hanukkah candles first, yes, thank you. We got a lot of ruach in here, a lot of spirit in the house. And then what did I say? Yes, to light the Hanukkah candles first and then the Shabbat candles, because it's tradition to not light candles after Shabbat candles would have been lit. So that's what we're going to do, and you all might or might not know. Izzy, do you see what's right behind the shamash there? You see the eagle? So this is the Chanukiah that's famous in our congregation for having taken a trip down to Washington, D.C., and been the Chanukiah that was lit at the very first, I believe it was, Hanukkah party at the White House. They had heard about our eagle menorah, and of course, they wanted the chance to celebrate with it. I think that was with President George W. Bush. So we celebrate, and thank you, Izzy, for lighting the shamash. Page 279 for the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Happy Hanukkah. And we turn to our Shabbat candles, page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Kiddush is on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים.
Shabbat Shalom. This afternoon, I received a text that read something like, "Your cat seems moody." I don't have a cat.
Wow.
And those of you who know me well know I'm afraid of all pets. And so there's no way that was meant for me. And so I wrote back, I think you may have the wrong number. Good luck with the cat. And she wrote back, oh, I'm so sorry to bother you. Merry Christmas. This person does not have me pegged. And so I wrote back, no problem. And I thought to myself, I should really write back because I don't always have the opportunity to interact with somebody from a different background and let them into our Jewish world if they might be interested. I really should have responded, actually, Christmas is not my holiday. If you don't have people in your circle who celebrate other religions, I'm happy to answer any questions about Judaism you might have. And especially in this time with anti-Semitism as a reality, it would be always good to just spread the word, not for converting anyone, but I love to learn about other backgrounds, and I'm happy to share my background with you if you're interested. I had already had a day, so I just didn't have the energy for it today. But next time, I have a plan for next time. And I know there are many of us who seek out those opportunities and try to share something of ourselves, especially with people who might have difference and not have regular encounters with Jews. But perhaps some days I'm not the only one who just needs to start Shabbat an hour early and give myself a break. And so for all of us who are quite ready for Shabbat, for all of us who have had a day or had a week and are ready for some Shabbat rest, we take a deep breath and release, letting go of the rush of the week and turning towards the peace and the joy of this Shabbat Chanukah. We turn to the singing of Kabbalat Shabbat, turning to page 24 for Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Having made space for Shabbat, we welcome Shabbat with joy with Lecha Dodi, pages 20 and 21.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי. אורי, אורי, שנדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 28. We remain standing for our call to worship.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai lai lai, 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 yalalai lai lai.
On the middle of page 147. Together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 148, at the middle of the page together. In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world. In each age, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth. In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder. In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
The top of page 39, together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך באלים אדוני.
Page 42.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. 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 ושמור צאתנו לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Turning to page 46, we rise for the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sefatai tiftach, Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya ya la lai lai lai, ya la lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chaste Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye hakol, ata rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofe cholim, Umatir asurim, umkayem emunato, lishene afar, michamocha baal gevurot, umito melach, melech memit, umchaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh, v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalalucha Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Turning to page 61, let us join together in our blessing for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take these moments for silent prayer.
Elohai netzur shoni mera, usfatai medaber mirma, ולמקללי נפשי תדום ונפשי כפר לכל תהיה אלוהי, אלוהי. אלוהי נצור לשוני מרע ושפתי מדבר מרמה, ולמקל עלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כפה לכל תהיה אלוהי 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 נצור לשוני מרע ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל עלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כפה לכל תהיה אלוהי אלוהי פתח ליבי פתח ליבי פתח ליבי בתורתך אלוהי נצור לשוני מרע ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל עלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כפה לכל תהיה אלוהי 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 נצור לשוני מרע ושפתי מדבר מרמה ולמקל עלי נפשי תדום ונפשי כפה לכל תהיה אלוהי אלוהי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני 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 צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
In a moment, we will be on page 253 for our blessing for healing, our Mishaberach. A candle is not diminished when it lights another. We too might share our light, to spread our light, our care, undiminished in one another's healing. If you have a loved one who's been touched by illness or brokenness, mind, body, or spirit, please add that name to the comments or speak it aloud now.
Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech Virape et hacholim Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech Virape et hacholim Elna refana la Elna refana la Elna refana la Elna refana la Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Hu Yivarech Virape et hacholim.
We take this moment to reflect on the blessings in our lives worthy of gratitude. If you have a simcha, a special occasion that you are celebrating or something special in this last day or in this last week, take this moment to reflect on it, and if you wish, please add it to the comments or call it out from the congregation. Stephanie? Wow. Wow, wow. A blessing of healing, really, yes, and recovery. Any simchas? Meg? It's healing appropriately, your collarbone. Sometimes that is the best news you can hope for. All right, I'm hearing a lot of healing in the congregation. I'm feeling we're going to bring back Birkat HaGomel, which is actually a more specific blessing, not only for a simcha, but actually for recovery. And so I'm grateful, along with you all, for the recoveries we are experiencing. Avi, is that your hand? Do you have something else to add? What? You have a healing boo-boo too. So many of us are healing from something, so we are with you. Anything else? We're going to, yes, Karen? Oh, good. The baker wanted to bring you some Hanukkah joy. Nice. We've had our share of sugar around the office this week, I would say.
I'm a
some
little
Hanukkah.
jumpy.
I know we're like shaking a little on the bima.
Makes the coffee go down better.
There's a lot of treats coming our way. It's a lovely thing.
Yep.
And did everyone notice we have some nice sufganiyot as well in the lobby? So lots of good celebrating, lots of Hanukkah light. We join together on page 344 for our blessing of gratitude, the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higi'anu lazman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higi'anu lazman hazeh
Amen. We get a special view, I think, of Hanukkah candles. I don't know that you spend every night of Hanukkah actually staring at the candles for the whole evening. And actually on this Shabbat Hanukkah, we have this opportunity to watch the candles go down for this sixth night of Hanukkah. And it may be a special example when we have that opportunity to see that something I've noticed lately is that a flame is never the same, right? A flame is always changing. Those are real. Those flames are real. Suggest lots of safety. A flame is always changing, right? The wick is changing, the candle's changing, and the flame is never the same, much like a river. Another reminder as we stare at those beautiful flames that everything is constantly changing. Well, there's an interesting technological change that some of us have encountered in the last days and weeks, and that is our world has offered something else to get our heads around, which is this open artificial intelligence. Have you heard of this introduction? This open AI, this open artificial intelligence, this chat GPT, is a tool online. You can type in what it is you seek to write out, and then it will give you, within seconds, what looks like a human-authored essay, paper. Professors are going to love this, right? Or sermon. So some of my colleagues are a little nervous for their jobs, and I'm convinced that, we rabbis love our words and that we'll stick with it. But I decided to test it out for tonight. Has anyone tried this? Has anyone tried it? You've entered something in? Yes. Were you impressed? Is that Lucy? Yeah, you were impressed. What did you enter in? Wow, interesting. You can take it in a lot of directions, right? You can write a sermon, you can write a letter asking your congregation to renew their membership. It can do lots of things. Well, for this Shabbat, I entered the question, what is the symbolism of the Hanukkah candles? So, here's what it gave me within seconds. Hanukkah candles are lit as a way to celebrate and remember the miracle of Hanukkah, which occurred over 2,000 years ago. According to the story, when the Jewish people were able to reclaim their temple in Jerusalem after a period of occupation by the Syrian Greeks, they found that the oil used to light the menorah in the temple had been defiled. They were able to find only a small amount of pure oil, enough to last for one day. But miraculously, the oil burned for 8 days until more pure oil could be obtained. As a result, the Hanukkah candles are a symbol of this miracle, and the lighting of the candles each night of Hanukkah is a way of commemorating the event. The candles are also a symbol of hope and the triumph of good over evil. The Hanukkah menorah, or candelabra, traditionally has 9 branches, with one branch reserved for the shamash, or servant candle, which is used to light the other 8 candles. Each night of Hanukkah, one additional candle is lit until all 8 candles are burning on the final night of the holiday. Pretty good, huh? You could argue some of the actual scholarship, for sure. So the question is, can you tell that I didn't author that? How? Yeah, thanks. I'll leave it to a rabbinic colleague to say, you're better. Thanks, man. All right. How do you know? How do you know that one of your clergy didn't author that? Can you tell? What's that? There's no message. Okay. It's a lot of facts. Some of them are disputable, I would say, but yes, they're pretty good facts there. Any other way that you would say that? How else can you tell that wasn't me? Jeff? There were no questions. You know me so well. Right, because what was the first thing I did after reading it? I asked a question. Good. How else? Anything else What's that? I have so many opinions, or you have so many? There are no opinions in here. Yes, there are no opinions. Good. What else? What else, Stephanie? There's no feeling, and that could be the delivery. Maybe I should have brought a little more passion to the delivery. I clearly didn't want too much competition. So, anything else? What else strikes you? What do you think? What do you think, Ellen? There was no nuance. Oh, how certain the whole thing is. Yes, because life is that easy. Right. We can just explain symbolism. Well, and really, Jewishly, there's never one explanation for a symbol. So that it, right, that it only gave one explanation is sort of suspect. Good. Anything else? What else? Say that again. Is that Maggie? Yeah, what is that? It wasn't told from the perspective of us, like individuals or the community or the Jewish people, or it wasn't personal. Nice, beautiful. Yeah. What else, Lynn? Yeah, there's a certain so what that's missing, right? When artificial intelligence comes back at us, so it might give us fact, but it's not artificial understanding. It's not artificial purpose, meaning, offering, right? Good. Did I miss anyone? I'm glad you can tell the difference. I'll offer an interesting example. I think what it's missing is soul, right? If I could capture it all. And my colleague, Rabbi Jeff Salkin, teaches that he likens this AI to the golem from Jewish folklore. So you may remember there's this golem, this creature in Jewish folklore, first introduced sort of in the Talmud, but then later in the Middle Ages, as this being that is created by humans. It is animated. It is created out of mud or dust. And the golem is sort of morally neutral. So it can be a villain or it can be a rescuer, but really its use or its morality depends upon the user. So he likens this to the golem, because the golem actually, this being, this creature in folklore, has no soul. It's animated, but it has no soul. I like that. I like that metaphor because the golem does bring lots. It brings energy, it brings physicality, it brings whatever was what it was created for, but it has no soul, and it is missing a so what. So, if I were to ask us, what is the symbolism of the Hanukkah candles? We may come up with some of the same things the AI gave us. What else might we say? What else might we say is the symbolism of the Hanukkah candles, which for us, because we do have souls, might creep out of symbolism into things like meaning, right? So what would we say is the symbolism of the Hanukkah candles? Anyone? Bonnie? You see the symbolism of the survival of the Jewish people. Right away, you thought big. You zoomed out and you think big. Beautiful. Others? Yes? Light in the darkest time of year. Beautiful. And for some, you would sort of take that light and then expand. Maybe that's hope. Maybe that's whatever that might, right? That, however that might uplift you. Others? Alice? Beautiful. It connects us to ancestors of the past who also lit Hanukkah candles. We share the ritual with them. Any others? Ellen? It's an affirmation. Beautiful. Leo? Ooh, how do we use our resources in times of scarcity? Good, especially because actually in the ancient story, they didn't have the wax candles and the wicks, right? They had the wicks in the actual oil, which brings us, I think, to natural resources also. Beautiful. I'll add, and this is maybe an argument that some of us might have with actually the AI, I'll add that historically, the story of the oil is probably not historical. Doesn't mean it's not true, right? Truth doesn't have to be history. It can be spiritually true. But the likelihood is the oil story did not happen. There was a military story of the Maccabees. The sages of the Talmud later wanted to bring us a Hanukkah story that better reflected the Jewish values they were trying to shape, and they brought us a story of peace. They didn't erase the Maccabee story, but they also lifted up a story of peace, which could then bring us to some Jewish pride around the reinvention, the creativity, the interpretation in our tradition, which could be one of the symbols when you look at those lights. Another commentary is in the debate between whether we should, through the nights of Hanukkah, light on the first night 8 candles and then diminish, right? Decrease 1 candle each night, or whether we should start with 1 and increase each night. This Talmudic debate or Mishnaic debate between Hillel and Shammai brings us to a question of, should it be more accurate? Because if you were more accurate, maybe a decrease of the oil would make more sense from Shammai's point of view. Or should it be more about inspiration and what is more uplifting? And isn't it more uplifting, according to Hillel's thinking, that we would increase the light? We look forward to the next night. We build, right? Isn't that more uplifting? That gives us a story of Jewish meaning, of Jewish symbolism that requires some soul from our Talmud. Yes, Rosalie. Beautiful. The actual light, right? The actual light could bring us to who actually does not have light, who doesn't have heat, who doesn't have light, who doesn't have power, the cruelty in Ukraine. And I'm also hearing some metaphor in there also, that there's something in the light that's of hope. And in many ways, Ukraine has actually found some sources of hope and uplift out of so little in the resources. Beautiful. All of these examples of our Hanukkah story, I think, help us find the soul, help us see the soul in our tradition and in what it means to be a part of the human story, so that we might welcome technology, we might welcome advances, but I hope we also know to bring our humanity to them, because really it depends on the user. For what will these advances be used? And I'll add, I think that the Hanukkah story and Judaism bring us wisdom about how we encounter change, whether it's the change of AI or technology or all of the other changes we encounter, because there is always change. The flame never remains the same. How do we encounter change? Some of the biggest questions of our lives, such as how do we encounter change, some of the biggest questions of our lives, I don't think can be addressed by artificial intelligence. I think require deep wisdom. It is for that we turn to Jewish wisdom, to ground us, to understand what is timeless, the Torah, the values, our soul, what is timeless, and what changes? What changes do we embrace, and how do we bring to our interpretations, to our growth, to the changes in the external forces in our lives? How do we bring to those changes the Jewish wisdom in Torah, the Jewish values in our tradition? These are the questions for which we need our tradition, we need our souls, and we need each other. So may the flicker of those flames on our Chanukiah for tonight and these remainder nights of Hanukkah, may those flickering flames bring us inspiration to constantly re-engage in that tradition, re-engage in that Torah, in those values, in this community and in our souls, that we may, Hanukkah and throughout our lives, find inspiration for Jewish meaning. Shabbat Shalom. We turn in our prayer books to page 282 and then 287 for Aleinu. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. There are stars up above. So far away, we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. This week, our congregation observes yahrzeit for the following people on whose shoulders we stand: Hortense Wolf Allman, Noma Alsher, Norman K. Alschuler, Martin L. Apfelbaum, Louis Bacharach, Miriam J. Backlor, Francine Bandel, Michael Alvin Barnett, Millicent Barsky, Shirley Cantor Bear, Ethel May Bell, Anatoly T. Berg, Hazel Aaron Long Berkowitz, Raymond Berland, Lee Bernstein, Bertha E. Buxbaum Bernstein, Joseph Bloom, Reuben Bornstein, Rebecca Bronstein, Seal Braveman, Jerome Breslin, Louis L. Bryn, William H. Bunton, Ida Chorney, Carol Wallace Closen, Helene M. Cohen, Edith Cohen, Nathan Cooper, Kiva Cooper, Marilyn Cornell, Charles B. Davis, Frank Dilsheimer, Janice Edelman, Sophie Ellman, Annie Fellman, Paula Cohen Franks, Rose Freed, Robert Freed, David Friedman, Herbert D. Getrich, Moritz Gerschel, Grail Gersley, Robert Graham Gitchell, Arthur S. Glazer, Esther Sharp Goldenberg, Donald Goldenberg, Clary K. Goldman, Barry Goldstein, Samuel J. Granoff, Samuel Haber, Laura B. Harberger, Arthur R. Hess, Jack Holtzman, Edith Harrison Hubsman, Beatrice Katz, Erica R. Katz, Max Kaufman, Catherine Kemple, Teresa K. Kind, Mindy Kirschenbaum, Richard M. Klaus, Benjamin Kleinbard, Alfred S. Koch, Francis Eisenberg Kramer, Rose F. Langstatter, Augustus A. Lazarus, Betty Lou Lentz, Saul Leschner, Abraham Levy, Sarah Lipner, Lois Joyce Lipson, Oscar Loeb, Roberta Lee Magaziner, Howard McGurk, Fanny L. Myers, Herbert L. Muffson, Peter G. Muzanegro, Jacob L. Oberdorfer, Jack F. Peitzman, Shirley Piper, Golda Poldenik-Sittleman, Harold Robinson, Sadie Robinson, Harry A. Robinson, Pauline Rosenberg, Ethel Gardner Rosenfield, Stephen Gary Rubin, May Browd Shore, Irving Schwartz, Marjorie Sharkey, Abram Simon, Bertha Slakowski, Richard Sork, Simon Spitzer, Ida Jones Springer, Fanny Stein, Hermoine Marcus Sondheim, Louis Allen Teller, John M. Thalheimer, George Weisberg, Lenore Lazarus Weisenfeld, Andrew Wolf, Maxine Weiland, Selma Brown Yaskin, Lillian D. Zabawa, Alan Zaretsky, David B. Zub. We add the names of those who've been taken from our midst, but not from our hearts, in these most recent days for whom we observe Shloshim. Joan Bono, Rochelle Schlesinger, Frederick Squires. And if you are observing Yartzeit or Shloshim for a loved one whose name I did not call, please feel free to add it to the comments or call it aloud now. Together, we honor their memories as, turning to page 294, we rise for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, ve'almad zivarach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam olmei olmaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei d'kudashah b'rechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring comfort to the bereaved and peace to each of you. And together we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
We wish you a Shabbat Shalom and a happy Hanukkah. If this is your first time with us at Rodef Shalom, please be sure to say hello to Noah Levine, who's waving in the back, member of our engagement team. And or if you haven't met Noah, just go say hello and Shabbat Shalom to him. And we conclude with blessing. For Hanukkah, our sages lift up the message of the prophet Zechariah, who taught, not by might and not by power, but by my spirit. This Hanukkah, may we embrace the charge to think carefully about our might, and our power, and to bring God's Spirit into the world.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha
May God bless us and keep us.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka
May the light of God's Spirit shine upon us and through us.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom
May God's presence be with us and bring us peace. Kei nihi ratzon, may this be God's will. Shabbat shalom. Don't forget your Chanukiah if it's on the bima.